Welcome to Talmudic Treasures. Today we're learning Gittin page 18, which discusses that after a woman is divorced, she cannot immediately get remarried. In fact, there is a waiting period of 3 months. And the basic reason behind this, as we can understand, that let's imagine that a woman is pregnant, has a child. We want to be able to know the status of that child, namely who their father is. Now, there is a possibility that she, in fact, had relations immediately before she got divorced, and she was really, therefore, this child is her first husband's. If she gets remarried, let's say a month later, it's very possible that this child could be the second man's son. And therefore, in order, of course, this is all before DNA testing, we therefore require her to wait for the period of 3 months. So this way, we see 3 months have gone by. At that point, after the first trimester, it's recognizable if she's pregnant or not, and therefore it will be obvious that since she's not pregnant, so therefore if now she subsequently has a child, we'll know it is the second husband's. So again, this is for numerous reasons why it's important to be able to know who the status of the father is, so therefore that is why it is done. Now the question that the Talmud discusses over here is, when the divorce document is given, when exactly do we say that the law applies that the 3 months start to be counted? Is it from the time that she actually receives the get, the divorce document in her hand, and only after the 3 months? Or is it even at the time that the get is written? So imagine, for example, that a person in the month of January wrote a get, but for whatever reason decided not to give the get until another 3 months, another few months. So the question is, if let's say she receives the get in the month of May, for example, it's possible, since the get was already written in the month of January and the date is mentioned on that document, so she could get divorced and get remarried immediately, almost the same day, the same time, because those 3 months have elapsed, because from the time that he wrote the get, he already is supposed to have separated himself from his wife anyway, because it's clear their intentions and they don't love each other. So therefore, because of that, we possibly will say she doesn't even have to wait at all. Alternatively, maybe even though the document says a particular time, nonetheless, she still has to wait 3 months after the time that she actually received the get. So this is something that we, again, are doing because we have this potential concern. We want to make sure that we know the status of who these children are. We obviously want them to be able to live in an intact family, but in the situation of divorce, we want to make sure that there's no question as to who the father is.